Okay, imagine this for a second. You wake up, you pour your morning coffee, maybe you're doom scrolling through the news, just trying to get your brain working.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, there's this digital intelligence that's already been awake for hours. But it's not just writing polite email drafts.
It's doing something a lot more aggressive.
Exactly. It is actively trading on the stock market, it's analyzing volatility, it's executing orders, and by the time you finish that first cup of coffee, it has made a profit that. I mean, it might take a human trader weeks to make.
It sounds like science fiction, right? Like something out of a book where the AIs run the economy. But, based on the material we have in front of us today, that's rapidly becoming real.
That is exactly what we're diving into. It's February 2026, and the tech world is absolutely buzzing, maybe vibrating is the better word, about the latest release from Elon Musk's XAI. We are talking about Grok 4.20.
It's a huge moment. We've got this really detailed analysis from OscarAI that breaks down the specific model release. And I have to say, looking at these charts, there is a lot to get through.
Right.
This isn't just another chatbot update.
Well,
It's not, oh, it writes poetry 5% better.
definitely not. But before we get to the scary competence of this thing, we have to address the elephant in the room. The name, Grok 4.20. Come on.
I knew you were going to go there.
I have to. Is this just the 20th iteration, or is Elon having a little fun with us? The famous number associated with, let's call it creative inspiration.
Look, knowing the history there and Musk's love of meme culture, it's almost certainly a double entendre. It's probably a bit of both, a rigorous version number for the engineers.
And a little nod to the internet for everyone else.
Exactly. But I think what's crucial here and what the source material really highlights is that despite the joke in the name, the capabilities are incredibly serious. It's almost a misdirection.
Like painting a smiley face on a tank.
Precisely. And the mission of this deep dive is to look past that branding. We are moving from AI that just chats to AI that acts. The sources are claiming this might be the smartest AI in the world.
That is such a huge claim. I feel like we hear that every 3 months. Every single press release.
We do. So our goal today is to really test that claim. We're going to look at verified benchmarks. We're going to look at live trading competitions, which is where the rubber really meets the road, and, poke around the architecture a bit to see if this is real innovation or just really good PR.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because when you say smartest, that can mean a lot of things. But before the brain, let's talk about the body, the infrastructure. You can't run this on a laptop. What is powering this?
No, the physical backbone here is just massive. We're talking about the Colossus 2 cluster.
Colossus, it just sounds ominous. I love it.
It's fitting. The analysis specifically mentions 550 NVIDIA Blackwell GPUs. Now, for anyone who doesn't follow the semiconductor wars closely,
Which is most of us.
right, the Blackwell architecture is just a significant leap forward in compute power. I mean, compared to what we were seeing even a year or two ago with the H100s, it's a different league.
So Blackwell is the heavy artillery. This isn't just we bought more chips. It's we bought the best chips.
Yeah.
But why does that matter for the user? Does it just reply faster?
It's not just about speed, it's about depth of thought. These chips allow for much larger context windows, more complex reasoning chains, and this is an evolution, right? This is built on Grok 4, which came out in July 2025.
Right.
And even back then, Grok 4 was already claiming that title. So 4.20 is taking that foundation and just scaling it way, way up on this new hardware.
I saw this funny anecdote in the source where Musk jokes that the AI could, quote, pay for its own GPUs.
Yes, I saw that.
Which, you'd usually laugh off as Musk just being Musk, the hype man. But here's where it gets really interesting. He wasn't entirely kidding. According to this data, it actually made money.
It did. And this brings us to what is maybe the most startling section of this whole analysis, the trading capabilities.
This is the part that honestly blew my mind. So there was this contest, the Alpha Arena Season 1.5. Now, clarify this. This isn't a simulation looking at past data, right?
Yeah.
Because any model can look like a genius in hindsight.
No, this is live, real-time market action. You're dealing with the chaos of the actual market as it unfolds. You have no idea what the news is going to be in 5 minutes.
Okay. And in this arena, you have all these different AI models competing. And the result wasn't just a win. It was a massacre. Grok 4.20 was the only model to finish with a profit.
That's the part that stood out to me, too. The report says specifically that while other models were in the red losing money, Grok 4.20 achieved a 34.59% return overall.
34% in a short window. I mean, any hedge fund manager would kill for that kind of return. But let me play devil's advocate. Markets are volatile. Could this just be luck? Did it just bet it all on one meme stock that happened to go up?
That's the first question you should always ask. Usually when trading bots fail, it's because of overfitting. They find a pattern that worked yesterday and just assume it'll work today. But the market changes. Right.
The situational awareness metric in this report suggests Grok isn't doing that.
Situational awareness.
Yes. When they ran it in a configuration specifically called situational awareness, which implies the model is looking at more than just price charts, maybe news feeds, market sentiment, the returns hit 47%.
47%. That is absurd.
It suggests it's reading the room. And I think we need to just pause on that contrast. You have other frontier models, presumably competitors like GPT and Claude, and they were losing capital. Grok was multiplying it.
So what does this mean? Why is it so good at this specific thing?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it suggests a breakthrough in feedback loops. Trading isn't like predicting the next word in a sentence, which is what these models were originally built for.
Right, like the cat sat on the mat.
Exactly. Low stakes. Trading requires analyzing real-time conditions, assessing risk, making a decision, seeing the outcome, and then adjusting immediately. It's decision-making under pressure.
It's agentic behavior. That's the word. It's not just observing the world, it's interacting with it to achieve a goal. In this case, profit. It suggests Grok 4.20 has a level of reasoning that lets it navigate chaotic systems in a way other models just can't yet.
The Wolf of Wall Street AI. Except instead of a guy yelling on a phone, it's a server rack in Memphis, quietly printing money.
A very lucrative server rack.
But it's not just money, right? The source material also calls it the mathematician and the genius, because apparently it's solving problems that humans couldn't.
This is the other side of the coin. Financial gain is one thing, scientific advancement is another. There's this one story in the report about a math mystery.
Oh, I love this part. So there was this research problem that experts had been stuck on for years. And Grok 4.20 takes a look at it.
And solves it in 5 minutes.
5 minutes. I'd take longer than that to decide what to order for lunch.
And what's really fascinating here is the detail in the analysis. It didn't just spit out an answer. It provided the solution with what they call sharp error bounds.
Okay, sharp error bounds. Translate that for the non-mathematicians among us.
So in high-level math, there's a risk of approximation. You get an answer that's close, but not proven. Sharp error bounds means the AI didn't just guess. It rigorously proved the accuracy of its own solution.
So it showed its work.
It showed its work, and it proved the work was solid. That requires a depth of logical understanding that's way beyond simple pattern matching.
So it's not just hallucinating a smart-sounding answer, it's actually doing the math.
And the benchmarks, the hard data, it all supports this. One of the big ones is the ARC-AGI V2 test.
Right, ARC-AGI. That's the one designed to test for general intelligence, right? Like, can you learn a new pattern you've never seen before?
Correct. It's designed to be really hard for AI because you can't just memorize the answers. The puzzles are brand new. Grok 4.20 scored 15.9%.
15.9%. Okay, that sounds low. I mean, we see AI scoring 99% on bar exams. Why are we excited about 15%?
That's a great question. Context is everything here. On ARC-AGI, most AIs score close to 0. They have to think. The previous state-of-the-art, held by competitors like Claude Opus, was around 8.6%.
Oh, wow. So it almost doubled the score.
Exactly. In AI benchmarks, doubling your score on a test like ARC is a massive leap. It's a different class of performance. It means the reasoning engine is fundamentally better at adapting.
And I see here it also crushed the US AMO 25, the Mass Olympiad.
Yep. The Grok Heavy version scored 61.9%, and maybe most impressively on a test called Humanity's Last Exam.
Sounds like a summer blockbuster.
It does. But it's a test designed to be extremely difficult, specifically to stump machines. Grok scored 50.7%.
Okay, 50% isn't an A in school, but...
The report points out that this is the first model to ever crack the 50% mark. It's crossing a threshold no other machine has. It's effectively passing a test that was designed to be unpassable.
So we have a trader that makes 47% profit, a mathematician that solves impossible problems. We have to talk about how. What is under the hood?
The source mentions a few components that are sort of the secret sauce. There's something called the Enneagram primitive and Poetics meta system.
Enneagram primitive. Sounds like something out of science fiction.
It does sound esoteric. But functionally, think of the Enneagram primitive like a high-fidelity scratch pad or working memory.
Like when I'm doing a math problem and I need to write down the intermediate numbers so I don't forget them.
Exactly. But for an AI, that working memory is usually pretty fleeting. This
Hmm.
system seems to let Grok hold on to complex chains of thought without losing the thread.
So it doesn't forget the beginning of the problem by the time it gets to the end.
Precisely. It amplifies coherence. The analysis estimates all this results in a potential IQ equivalent of 160.
An IQ of 160, that's Einstein level.
It's highly gifted human level for sure. And we see this intelligence applied in what they call the vending bench.
Oh, the vending bench.
Yeah.
This is my favorite benchmark in the whole stack because it's so relatable. It's basically a sales simulation.
Yes. It simulates a sales environment. The goal is to negotiate and maximize your net worth. It's a test of persuasion, value assessment, deal-making.
So how did our genius AI do compared to us regular humans?
Well, in the simulation, humans averaged a net worth of $844.
Okay, 844 bucks. Respectable, we tried.
Claude Opus, the competitor, averaged $2,077.
Okay, significantly better. That stings a bit.
Grok 4.20 achieved a net worth of $4,694.
Get out of here.
It's...
That's more than 5 times better than the humans.
It completely dominated.
I mean, if Grok was a person, it wouldn't be sitting here helping professors. It'd be on a yacht.
Or running a Fortune 500 company. But this result is crucial. It shows the intelligence isn't just abstract math, it's social intelligence, it's negotiation.
That's a great point. To negotiate, you almost need a theory of mind, right? You need to understand what the other person wants.
Exactly. You have to anticipate their moves. This suggests Grok isn't just a calculator, it's a strategist.
Speaking of strategy, let's talk about integration with the real world. Because XAI has a secret weapon, right?
Yeah.
X, formerly Twitter.
That is their massive advantage. Grok isn't isolated. It has real-time access to the X platform for search, for image generation, for video analysis.
It's plugged into the global consciousness, basically.
In a way, yeah. And for professional stuff, the source notes, it can use libraries like PySCF for chemistry and Polygon for finance.
So it's not just chatting. It's pulling up the actual tools that scientists and traders use.
Exactly. It's moving from being a chatbot to a research assistant. The difference between asking, what's the weather, and asking, go build me a shelter.
There was that funny line in the source that said the AI might be able to predict the next Colombian reggaeton hit better than a human DJ.
Which is amusing, but it points to a real capability.
Yep.
Pattern recognition in culture. If it can analyze trends on X in real time, it probably can see the wave forming before we do.
That is wild. But okay, we have been singing its praises for, what, 10 minutes? Genius, tycoon, hitmaker. It can't all be perfect. The source had a reality check section.
Yes, and this is important. We have to ground this. It hasn't been a flawless launch.
Right, there were delays.
It was teased for January 2026, pushed to mid-February. The source mentions potential reasons being storms affecting the data center, or maybe just necessary optimizations.
Storms in Memphis.
Physical infrastructure is vulnerable. Even a digital superintelligence needs electricity. If the power goes out in Memphis, the superintelligence goes to sleep.
It's a good reminder that the cloud is just a bunch of buildings on the ground.
Exactly. But beyond that, there's a broader concern raised in the source about scaling laws.
I saw that. People on Reddit talking about diminishing returns.
This is a major debate in AI right now. If we keep making these models bigger, do they keep getting smarter at the same rate, or do we hit a plateau?
Right. Is the jump from Grok 4 to 4.20 big enough to justify the cost?
Well, the benchmarks doubling the ARC AGI score suggest yes for now. But the fact that there are delays and talks of optimizations suggests getting those gains is getting harder.
And then there's the issue of how the model actually thinks. You can't talk about a Musk product without the whole woke versus anti-woke thing. It's baked into the marketing.
This is where the marketing clashes with the metrics. The marketing positions Grok as anti-woke or purely objective.
The truth-seeking AI, that's the tagline.
Right. However, the expert analysis cites a ResearchGate paper that found something interesting. When evaluated on standard ethical benchmarks, Grok actually converges with models like GPT-5.
Really? So despite the marketing, under the hood, it behaves pretty similarly.
It appears so. The data suggests that as these models get smarter, they tend to align on similar reasonings, regardless of the personality layer on top.
That is fascinating. So high intelligence might just converge on certain viewpoints.
It's a possibility, and then of course there's the security aspect.
Yeah, the rogue element.
As we move toward continuous learning, where the AI learns from real-time interactions, there are risks. The source touches on cyber attacks or the model just learning bad habits.
Especially if it's handling real money.
Exactly. If it's trading and someone figures out how to trick it.
That's a high-stakes game. One thing if a chatbot insults you, It's another if it drains your portfolio because it got hacked.
Precisely. The capabilities are scaling, but so are the risks.
So let's zoom out. We have an AI that trades better than us, solves math problems faster than us, and might have an IQ of a 160. It's posting numbers that are, frankly, intimidating.
It really is a transition point. We are moving from AI that passes exams, which was the benchmark for the last few years, to AI that generates wealth and solves mysteries.
That's a great way to put it, from student to professional.
It's a tool, but a very, very powerful one. And it's moving fast. The source mentions Grok 5 is already teased for March 2026.
Arch, that's literally next month.
The pace of iteration is just blistering. We're analyzing 4.20, and the next generation is already knocking on the door.
Feels like we're just running to keep up.
We are. And that raises the final question for everyone listening.
Yeah. I mean, thinking about that trading stat, 34% profit while everyone else lost money. And the sales stat, 5 times better than a human.
It really challenges the notion of human expertise in these fields.
So here's a thought I want to leave you with today. We always assumed AI would take over the boring jobs first. Data entry, assembly lines. But if Grok 4.20 is proving that AI can outperform us in sales, in high-stakes trading, in creative problem-solving by such a wide margin, are we ready for the day your financial advisor, your business partner, or even your boss is just a software update?
It's a question we might have to answer a lot sooner than we think.
Thanks for listening to this deep dive into Grok 4.20. We'll be back soon to see if Grok 5 actually drops in March. Until then, keep your eyes on the markets.
Goodbye, everyone.